Gopishana Ballabha Girivaradhare Gopishana Ballabha Girivaradhare Bhakti Vedanta Sanghara Shlapupati Ananda Puri Vaishnava Vrinda Vichaya Sarasvati Thakur Vichaya Prem Rasi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasa Gaura Bhaktavinda Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopagopinath Shampunda Radha Kunda Girivardham Gijai Vrindavandam Gijai Mathura-dham Gijai Navitam Gijai Gongavai Gijai Yamunavai Gijai Mathurasi Devi Gijai Bhakti Devi Gijai Samaveda Bhaktan Gijai Gaura Pramanande. All glories to the seven devotees, all glories to the seven devotees, all glories to the seven devotees. All glories to the seven devotees. Können wir hier mal das Licht anmachen? Namam Vishwabhadaya Krishna Swami Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi So we continue with the Transcendental Diary by Hari Sari Prabhu. A telegram arrived today from Saladanya Swami in Mayapur. Bhakti Vilas Tirtha Maharaj, the head of the Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, has died. The telegram said that his followers plan to put his body in the Bhajana Kutira of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and that ISKCON is protesting. Prabhupada shook his head in disapproval. Why are they protesting? We should not become involved unless other God brothers have asked, unnecessarily becoming involved. It is not our business. Let them do as they wish. We had nothing to do with him when he was alive, and neither shall we have anything to do with him now he is dead. Send a telegram to that effect. Thus Harikesh Swami sent a telegram back to Saladanya Maharaj, which read simply, "Stay out of Tirtha Maharaj's affairs. Alive or dead, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada." No, Swami Prabhupada. And actually this is not something that we should... Anyway, in another mail, Srila Prabhupada received a letter from Vikas K. Mishra, the son of one of his childhood friends, Dina Nath Mishra. Vikas informed Prabhupada that Dina Nath died from a heart attack 2 months ago, on July 16th. He said, "I'm writing this letter to you as you know my father for a very long time, and he held you in very high regard, veneration, and great esteem as a torch bearer of Krishna consciousness movement and as a pioneer in propagating the word of the Lord. I request you to pray for him and keep a kindly eye on us and provide us with spiritual guidance and solace in our hour of need. All of us pray for your long life so that the Lord keep you in good health and long life to propagate his word and provide solace to the suffering humanity." Srila Prabhupada replied, "I'm very, very sorry to learn that your father has expired. Your father was my class friend and neighborhood friend. During the time of your grandfather, your whole family was living at Vaishnasi Ghose Street. Our residence was on the same street, and because we went to the same college, Scottish Church College, and were in the same class, we are very intimately connected since 1916, more than 50 years. Naturally, I'm very, very sorry to learn the death news of your father, my beloved friend. So offer your mother my condolences. for the bereavement. But there is nothing to be very sorry for. According to the Bhagavad Gita, your father has not died. He has changed his body. Na hanyati hanyamani sharide. Certainly I shall pray to Krishna for his better situation in the next life. Offer my blessings to your children, wife, and I hope that this meets you in good health. I will most probably be in Calcutta in December next, and I shall be glad to see you at that time. Dr. Wolf Rodkay sent a short letter entitled Statement and Confession to Prabhupada. He wrote occasional short, in fact very short, glimpses of the true import of spirituality make me realize that my approach to the Master's transcendental message is still largely intellectual, in other words, speculative, and therewith on the material level. I hear that a lifetime even is generally too short a time for completion of the task of self-realization. What then of a few years of old age with a materialistically programmed mind? I ask myself, as the Master says, a devotee has to expect a whole lifetime of struggle with the never-easing impact of Maya. Considering this, I feel humbly grateful to have come what little way I have by the mercy of the Lord. May He allow me to struggle for Him. In gratitude and devotion, W.H. Wolf Rodkay, disciple. Srila Prabhupada is always pleased to hear from Dr. Wolf, and he appreciates that such a learned scholar has sincerely taken up Krishna consciousness. He sent back a short reply of encouragement. Yes, this attitude will help you. Always pray to Krishna humbly, and He will surely help you. Tesham satata yuktanam pajatam pirigovakam tadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayanti. To those who worship me with love, I give them the intelligence by which they can come to me. Chitta Haridas, the newly appointed temple president in Auckland, New Zealand, sent a letter recommending first initiation for 2 devotees. He also mentioned that he was due to receive $30,000 soon and wanted to know what he should do with it. In the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, you cite the example of Rupa Goswami distribution of his wealth. Is this the way we should distribute our wealth, or should it all be surrendered to the temple? Prabhupada accepted the candidates for initiation, and he advised Chitta Hari to send his money to Rameshwar Swami in Los Angeles for deposit in the ISKCON Mayapur Vrindavan Fund account. Gauradesh Swami wrote to Srila Prabhupada about the success of his Krishna Balaram traveling Sankirtan party has had in Poland. He said that the people were very receptive, and he praised the work already done in the Eastern Bloc countries by Harikesh, saying he would like to help him with future programs there. Gauradesh said he is supposed to arrive back in Vrindavan within a month or two, and he will give his van to the temple to use for Sankirtan. That reminds me that I traveled with actually Bhakti Vaibhav Maharaj, Avinash Chanda and Suchanda. We went with Gauradesh, we went to Poland. This is the same issue. Prabhupada first gave advice about the monks' stuff. Most of the letter, however, was about the loss of his Tridanda. He had checked it as a hand baggage at the Warsaw airport, but it never made it on the plane, and the airline claimed it is lost. So he wanted to know whether, 1, he should sue the airline and try to recover it, 2, make a new one, in which case he asked Srila Prabhupada if Srila Prabhupada could hold it and thus bless it, and 3, just forget about it. Prabhupada gave advice about the monk's stuff. As far as your danda goes, if it is not too troublesome to carry, there is no need for it. The Lord Chaitanya's danda was broken by Nityananda, and he never carried it again. But if you want, you can make another, although for preaching purpose, it may be dropped. Well, we're just talking about this the other day. So, any questions? Interesting how Prabhupada responded to letters. And these letters are so important that actually we have a whole collection of letters of Srila Prabhupada. I remember Hansaduda published these letters of Srila Prabhupada independently of the BBT. He made the books, and everyone was surprised. And then it became established that this is actually very valuable. But he did it independent. At that time, Hansaduda was already in Sri Lanka. And he was with Chakravarti. First in I think Singapore or something like that. They had kind of separated from ISKCON at that time, and he just continued printing books. And actually there was a court case even. And it was decided that because Prabhupada had given him the charge of BBT trustee, that nobody could take it away from him. So Hansaduda continued printing books. He printed this small Bhagavatam set. Remember the small set? No? He printed the Chaitanya Charitamrita in 1 volume, difficult to read. There was how you say, Vergroßungsglas, what is it in English? Vergroßungsglas. Part of the book was that you would get a big one of these, like you could read it like that.
We have it upstairs.
Yeah, you have it upstairs? Yes. Oh, yeah. Very difficult to read. Yeah, Srimad Bhagavatam also. And with these books were big, and with 2 columns each page. Yeah. Anyway, so this was interesting, no? Just in time, no? We just read it, or read about it. Yeah, as I told you, I have done this, but I never traveled anymore. It's not very practical. Especially now that we always have to get up on an airplane, and there's always a discussion about the danda and this and that. Also because the places where you put your suitcases and all that in the airplane, before they were longer, they were all connected. Now they're all, how you say, compartments. Yeah, small compartments. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So I have to put it first. Chapter 6. No, Canto 6, Chapter 12. Or you start a new chapter, huh?
Verse 17.
Yes, 17. Ah, it's 2. 17. Pranaglahoyam samara Ishvaksho Vahanasana Atrana Jyaye Jayate Mushya Jayo Mushya Parajayaha Pranaglahoyam samaha Ishvaksho Vahanasana Atrana Jyayate Mushya Jayo Mushya Parajayaha Pranaglahoyam samara Ishvaksho Vahanasana Atrana Jyayate Mushya Jayo Mushya Parajayaha Jayo Mushya Parajayaha. Summary.
Pranaglahoyam samara Ishvaksho Vahanasanaha Atrana Jyayate Mushya Jayo Mushya Parajayaha
Ishvaksho Vahanasana Atrana Jayo Mushya Parajayaha. Pranagaha. Life is the stake. I am this. Samara. Battle. Ishu Aksha. The arrows are the dice. Vahana asana. The carriers such as the horses and elephants are the game board. Atra. Here in this gambling match. Na. Not. Yayate. Is known. Amushya. Of that one. Jaya. Victory. Amushya. Of that one. Parajayaha. Defeat. Translation. O my enemy, consider this battle a gambling match in which our lives are the stakes, the arrows are the dice, and the animals acting as carriers are the game board. No one can understand who will be defeated and who will be victorious. It all depends on providence. So this, there's no purpose. So continue with the next one. Shri Shugavacha Indra Vrittira Vacha Shudva Katarikam Apujaya Grihi Gita Vajra Prahasam Tam Ahagata Vismayaha. Shukadeva Goswami said, hearing the straightforward instructive words of Vitasura, King Indra praised him and again took the thunderbolt in his hand, without bewilderment or duplicity. He then smiled and spoke to Vitasura as follows. So there's a purport. King Indra, the greatest of the demigods, was astonished to hear the instructions of Vitasura, who was supposed to be a demon. He was struck with wonder that a demon could speak so intelligently. Then he remembered great devotees like Prahlad Maharaj and Bali Maharaj, who had been born in the families of demons. And thus he came to his senses. Even so-called demons sometimes have exalted devotion for the Supreme Person of Godhead. Therefore Indra smiled reassuringly at Vitasura. We just continue reading. Indra Vacha Aho Danava Situsi Yasyate Matirindrishi Bhakta Sarvatmanatmanam Suridam Jagadishwaram. Indra said, O great demon, I see by your discrimination and endurance in devotional service, despite your dangerous position, that you are a perfect devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supersoul, and friend of everyone. Purport. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 6.22, Yam labha kaparam labham manyate nadikam tataha yasmin stito na dukhena gurunapi vichalyate. Establishing Krishna consciousness, one never departs from the truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks there's no greater gain. Being situated in such a position, one is never shaken, even in the midst of great difficulty. An unalloyed devotee is never disturbed by any kind of trying circumstances. Indra was surprised to see that Vritasura, undisturbed, was fixed in devotional service to the Lord. For such a mentality is impossible for a demon. However, by the grace of the Supreme Person of Godhead, anyone can become an exalted devotee. Shriyo Vaishyas Tata Shudras Te Piyanti Paramgatim. An unalloyed devotee is sure to return home back to Godhead. So, we hear about qualities of the advanced devotee. No, he's never disturbed by any difficulties. He always remains fixed in his dedication to devotional service. Even though Prabhupada also mentioned there's certain priorities. And the first priority Prabhupada mentioned was take care of the house. So when there's some health problem, one should take care of it properly. Because otherwise it might just increase unnecessarily due to negligence and become a big impediment in devotional service. And the next one, as far as I remember, was fire. One should immediately give attention to fire, because fire tends to increase also. Then debts, we should also pay our debts, because if we don't pay the debts, they will just increase more and more and more, create great disturbance. Anyway, so it's interesting, Vitasura, even though appearing, apparently coming from a demonic family, manifested all these Vaishnava qualities. It is very unusual, and we can see here that his What was that? No, so they were very surprised to see him like this. And Prabhupada mentions here that it's not actually unusual. There's other examples, like Prahlad Maharaj was also born to a demonic father. And who else what's this example? Huh?
Bali Maharaj.
Yeah, Bali Maharaj also. Yeah, so they were all actually manifesting incredible qualities, even though they had been born in demonic families. And I don't want to offend anybody, but we were also, many of us were born into, I can't say demonic families, but bewildered families. No, Prabhupada used to say that actually, no, the majority are just innocent people. No, depending on the guidance, depending on the association. No, they turned into, they accept demonic principles, that's by bad association. But if they would have been saved by better association, they would have developed other qualities, just like we see. You know, we were also born in families, degraded families. I don't want to offend anybody. You know, we were used to, eat meat and all kind of stuff. You know, and my parents were also smoking. You know? And they, whenever there was a feast or some guest, they would serve cerveza, in Spanish, beer. You know? They would serve beer, or wine or something like that. And we were just, and I remember when we were small children, we always saw them taking alcohol, and they always forbid us to take this. So sometimes when they left, we went and took some of the remnants. Why is this? Because of bad association. They were not giving us the association that we are used to now, with devotees, sadhu sangha. Now we have a special sangha associated with devotees. So, and not only that, he was a kshatriya. Vitasura was a kshatriya, a king's son. And he encourages enemies to fight, to fight with him. It says here, he was saying, Indra said, "O great demon, I see by your discrimination and endurance in devotional service, despite your dangerous position, that you are a perfect devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the super soul and friend of everyone." So this was very surprising for them. So we just continue reading a little bit because these purposes are very short. Is that okay? Huh? Bhavanatarshin mayam vai vaishnavim jana mohinin yadvihaya sudam bhavam Mahapurushatam Gata. You have surmounted the illusory energy of Lord Vishnu, and because of this liberation, you have given up the demonic mentality and have attained the position of an exalted devotee. Purpose. Lord Vishnu is a Mahapurusha. Therefore, one who becomes a Vaishnava attains the position of a Mahapurusha. This position was attained by Maharaj Parikshit. It is said in the Padma Purana that the distinction between a demigod and a demon is that a demigod is a devotee of Lord Vishnu, whereas a demon is just the opposite. Vishnu Bhaktas Mito Daiva Asuras Tat Vipāryayaha. Vitasura was considered a demon, but actually he was more than qualified as a devotee or Mahapurusha. If one sometimes becomes a devotee of the Supreme Person, of the Supreme Lord, whenever his position, if one somehow becomes a devotee of the Supreme Lord, whatever his position, he can be brought to the position of a perfect person. This is possible if an unalloyed devotee tries to serve the Lord by delivering him in this way. Therefore, Sukadeva Swami says in Srimad Bhagavatam 4:18. Kirata hunandra purindra purkasha avira sambhayavana kasadayaha Yenye cha papayat apashrayashrayaha Sudyanti tasmai prabha vaishnave namaha Prabha Vaishnave namaha Kiratas, Hunas, Andras, Purindras, Pulkashas, Abhiras, Sumbas, Yavanas, and members of the Kasa races, and even others addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord. For he is the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Anyone can be purified if he takes shelter of a pure devotee and molds his character according to the pure devotee's direction. Then even if one is a Kirata, Andra, Purindra, or whatever, he can be purified and elevated to the position of a Mahapurusha. This is actually a very important verse. Prabhupada is quoting here from the Srimad Bhagavatam. All kinds of, there's a mention of all kinds of races, who are described as fallen, or not, degraded. And then it says here, the Kiratas, Hunas, Andras, Pulindras, Pulkashas, Abhiras, Sambas, Yavanas, and members of the Kasa races, and even others addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of a devotee of the Lord. This is what actually happened when Srila Prabhupada came to the West. In the West, people were very much accustomed to sinful life. And that's why it was a big surprise when Prabhupada brought back some Vaishnavas to India. When he went back to India, he brought disciples with him. People were very surprised. And also here, often when Indians come in touch or come the first time or get in touch with devotees, they're surprised when they hear about the principles. No meat eating, no this and no that. They're very surprised. And they even, when they're a little more pious, they feel, how you say, schuldig. What is that?
Guilty.
Yeah, they feel guilty. Oh. Yeah. Because in India, they never heard about these principles. They never heard of not killing cows and all that. So when they hear about it, especially from Westerners, and young, we were young before, from young devotees, they're very surprised. Wow, how can you do this? It's a very, very powerful preaching, the movement of Srila Prabhupada. So anyway, and we see that this prediction is coming true. That the movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is expanding all over the world. Just like it says that there will come a day when in all the, villages, and what was that?
Village in every corner.
And what?
In every corner and in every village.
Yeah, anyway, everywhere the holy name will be heard. And what does that mean? They hear the holy name, the devotees. Because others don't chant the holy names with so much enthusiasm as the devotees. Any question or any comment regarding this, what we just read? Mr. Vasag? No? Anybody? You want to? Yeah.
I have a question, all these races, but what does it mean actually to be purified? To be pure devotees or to just be somewhat purified, or because we see that, in the West there are so many people got Krishna consciousness, but what degree is the purification taking place?
To what degree?
Yeah.
Well, we see in our movement, we see different kinds of degrees. No? Those who are taking very nice care of the principles of devotional service, they advance in Krishna consciousness. Those who are more negligent, they don't make the same advancement. And those who are very, every now and then they practice devotional service. They come for the Sunday feast. They eat a lot of prasad like this. But they don't make that same advancement. And we see, like even in the beginning, Jayananda, Prabhupada considered him a pure devotee, because he was so dedicated. And Prabhupada even told us to put his picture on the Ratha Yatra card, to hear about him. There's a book about him actually. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a book about him. Somebody wrote a book about him. Yeah. And so, in the beginning we were not so, we didn't see so clearly with the eyes of the Shastra. We couldn't see the same thing, but by hearing from Srila Prabhupada, we were, Prabhupada called our attention to see things properly. Anyway, so it all depends. We can see those devotees who are always living in the temple, and they have a temple program, and they hear regularly Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita, and they're always occupied in devotional service. They're very surrendered to cook for Krishna, or to worship Krishna, the pujaris, and those who are going out on the street and distributing Srila Prabhupada's books. This is a process. It's not something how you say, very much exalted. Anybody can take part in it. Anybody can hear the holy name. Anybody can get a book and read it. But it all depends on how these conditioned souls take advantage. They actually take advantage of this opportunity. That's like we were driving. He drove me to somewhere yesterday, and we were talking about advancement, technical advancement. And I remember we said that actually this technical advancement is not bad, provided it is used in Krishna's service. Just like we have so many, like I have a machine here also to see better, the text better now. Or we use our eyeglasses, we use a microphone, we use light like that. These are all signs of so-called technical or material advancement. And Prabhupada gave a nice example regarding this. He gave the example of a snake and a mouse captured within a corb. What is that? Within the basket. So the snake is very intelligent. He waits until the mouse has made a hole, and just before the mouse escapes, it eats it and takes advantage of the hole also. And this is actually where we have to learn. Like they make such nice walking streets and parks and all that. Where they all get together, and we use those places to do Harinam. Or they have printing presses. Like I was in charge at one time of the BBT in South America, and whenever we went to we had to get to the printing presses, and we were surprised at what they were printing. Like so much, all kind of, even porno and so many weird things. And we were producing our books in the same printing press. At that time we were printing Bhagavad Gita. We had to print our own books in Argentina because we were not allowed to import books. So we had to print a lot of books, Bhagavad Gita, which also anyway, so many books. So in this way, we noticed these printing machines and everything. And we didn't use it to print abominable things or sinful things, but we used it. We use these printing presses for printing Prabhupada's books. And that's a perfection. And like we also use the Autobahn. Even though it's very, very, I say, disturbing, so much Abgas, what is that in English? Toxic air and all that, and so much anxiety, and some accidents also like that. But we also use it to take the devotees somewhere, and take in the books and all that. Anyway, if we take advantage of what Prabhupada has given us, we can also become pure devotees. we can also advance. Just like it's described in the Shastra, the process. In the beginning, where we are very innocent, and we become attracted to Krishna consciousness. Somehow or other we become attracted. We get in touch, we associate with devotees. We also, we just read a letter where Prabhupada said, the actual initiation is the second initiation. Whereas first initiation is a preparation to take the second initiation. Interesting. This was a letter that he wrote to Jadurani, at the very beginning of the movie. Anyway, so this process is very, very nice, very simple. Anybody can practice it, it's not difficult. Of course, when it comes to more strict principles like getting up early in the morning and all these things. But once you have developed some taste in Krishna consciousness, when you have developed some attraction to Krishna consciousness, things become easier. Everything becomes much easier. Just like people come from far away for the Sunday program, for Sunday feast, for example. Some people are coming from very far, isn't it? Of course, we are in the Ruhrgebiet, so there's a lot of cities close by. So lots of big journeys. But I told you this one story once. I was sitting and chanting japa in Abenteuer. What is that now? Goloka, no? What's called Goloka? And all of a sudden I see a family coming in, an Indian family. And they were very enthusiastic, all the children paying obeisances like this. And then they stood before the deities. And they also put something in the box. We have this box here also. And then then I started talking to them. Oh, how nice that you have come. Where have you come from? And they say, oh, from Frankfurt. And we just came to take, that was Sunday actually, just came not to take, accept the mercy, the benedictions of the deities. And oh, very nice. And you have come from so far away. And then the man said something. Then he said, "Oh, before these deities were in Singhachalam, in Vairasabad. At that time we had the Radha Krishna, the deities Radha Krishna and the singer together in Singhachalam. And so the man said, yeah, so before we had to go all the way to Singhachalam. Now the deities have been so merciful to only be an hour, or I don't know how long it takes from Frankfurt to come too close. Wow. And it called my attention to hear this, because, for example, here so many devotees are living in Köln. And they never come, or they come maybe only for the Sunday feast, to the program. Actually, this was a very exemplary behavior. Of course, they were Indians. Any more? Did I answer your question? I don't know. Yeah? Okay. Any more questions or comments? Otherwise, I'll continue reading a little more. Is that okay? Kalavidam maharashchayam yat raja prakritistava vasudeve bhagavati satvatmani dhritamatihi. O Vitasura, demons are generally conducted by the mode of passion. Therefore, what a great wonder it is that although you are a demon, you have adopted the mentality of a devotee and have fixed your mind on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, who is always situated in pure goodness. Let's mention here the Supreme Person of Godhead, Vasudeva. This is verse Maivang Sajiva Vibhuta Sanada Manasha. Anyway, it says that after many births, somebody has got some, received real knowledge, surrenders to me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes, and everything that exists. And Prabhupada translate this Vasudeva as this, that the cause of all causes. He doesn't mention Vasudeva in the verse, but instead he says the cause of all causes. And then it says, and such a great soul is very rarely to be found. So anyway, there's a little purport. King Indra wondered how Vritasura could have been elevated to the position of exalted devotee. As for Prahlad Maharaj, he was initiated by Narada Muni, and therefore was possible for him to become a great devotee, although he was born in a family of demons. For Vritasura, however, Indra could not detect such causes. Therefore he was struck with wonder that Vritasura was such an exalted devotee that he could fix his mind without deviation upon the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Vasudeva. So this, he was struck with wonder that Vritasura was such that he could fix his mind without deviation upon the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So this is actually the goal of our practice of sadhana bhakti, that we more and more become fixed in samadhi. Our samadhi is on the, we meditate, like it says here, we should become fixed on the meditation of the lotus feet of the Lord. That means devotional service. We shouldn't waste any time, or as less as possible, waste time, and only be occupied in devotional service. Actually, samadhi is translated as you become fixed without any deviation, just one thing. That's what the yogis were supposed to do. Kite Jayato Vishnu. They were supposed, in Satya Yuga, they were supposed to fix their mind on Vishnu, and just keep meditating on Vishnu. And the difference is that in devotional service, now we become active again. Like Prabhupada said, when you discover, or when Vishnu becomes revealed within the heart, becomes so attracted to this incredible form, you start developing affection to that form because it's such an incredible form. And the result of affection is that you serve, that you do something practical. When you love somebody, you do something for that person. You don't just remain there, I love you, how much I love you, I love you. But love is expressed by service. We find out what the lover likes, what he likes to eat, what he likes to do, like that, what he likes us to, give to him, as gifts like that. So devotional service on a higher level, whereas the yogis, they are trying to achieve only this samadhi, this fixed mind on the form of the Lord. So, any question or any comments? So we continue reading a little bit more. Is that okay?
Question.
Yes.
It is about Vasudeva. Vasudeva Sarvamati Samahatma Sudeva Baha. So Vasudeva is Vishnu. You were speaking about Vishnu, so devotion to Lord Vishnu. And Vishnu is Paramatma. Does it mean that devotion to Paramatma, devotion to Vishnu is difficult, somehow seldom, because it is meant devotion to our spiritual master?
Sorry?
Because it is meant devotion to our spiritual master. Paramatma, the outside aspect. So letztendlich, we're here, we yes, mundane, not mundane, but here. So seldom it is difficult to serve the Guru fully. Is it understanding of this text? Is it correct? Is it correct to understand this text this way? Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabhaka. Vasudeva is Vishnu. Vishnu is Paramatma. So three or five types, doesn't matter, of Paramatma. Yes, but Paramatma. And the outside aspect of Paramatma is our
supposed
Gurus.
to be this virtual us.
So that means that it is seldom to serve fully the spiritual master. What the text means.
Do you understand the question?
Yeah. She wants to ask, is it as much as it is not, as much it is difficult or rare to serve Vasudeva, is it also rare to serve the spiritual master? This is what I understand from her.
Because Vasudeva is Vishnu.
Yeah, of course.
Vishnu is Paramatma. You are, our Gurus are this aspect of Paramatma. That means it is difficult to serve our Guru seldom. It is seldom when devotees are...
Well, you have experience, no?
No, I don't have that.
How difficult it is.
No, I ask the meaning.
How difficult it is to accept what your Guru tells you.
Sorry, I didn't get it.
I said it clearly, no?
Yeah, but I didn't hear. I'm sorry.
Did you understand what I said? You understand? Yeah.
Could you say, I didn't get, could you say?
Well, you have personal experience, no? How difficult it is to accept the instructions of the Guru. Instead of arguing, discussing all the time, and just waiting to say something instead of listening carefully. Is that clear what I'm saying? Huh? It's not so easy.
I'm trying to do what you say. I'm distributing books and cooking.
My experience once with Srila Prabhupada was I asked him a question and Prabhupada smashed me. It was a very rare opportunity to speak with Srila Prabhupada. You know? Prabhupada said, "You have a question?" And I presented my question. I will not even mention it.
I wanted to understand the meaning of the text.
Huh?
The meaning of the text. Because Vasudeva is Paramatma.
Yes.
We don't know exactly who is Vasudeva. Vasudeva is Vishnu. Vishnu is Paramatma. That was my question, philosophical question, not so personal question. To understand this aspect, that was I asked. Is it correct or not? That's what I was asking, only this.
You know, I'm a little old, you know.
Okay.
Maybe I don't catch things anymore.
Questions. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I will not ask.
Maybe you can
No, I don't think
help.
No, I don't think so.
Yes,
I understand.
I want him to help.
I understand what you mean. It's okay. I'm
Please
sorry.
help me to
I
understand.
shouldn't ask. No,
Everyone
it's
understand what she's saying?
nobody.
Huh?
It's okay.
Verstehst du, was ich sage?
I say again, Vasudeva Sarvamiti
Yeah,
Samahatma Sudurlabhaha.
yeah.
Because Mahatmas are mostly Gyanis.
Sorry?
Mahatmas are mostly, Srila Prabhupada said, are mostly Gyanis. And seldom Mahatma can be devoted really to Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu is Paramatma.
Yeah,
And Paramatma for me is the aspect of Guru. That's why it is difficult to serve Guru. That was my question. That is all.
if it is difficult to serve the Guru, that's your question.
I don't know. He said seldom. They say seldom. I know I don't. That is in the text. Samahatma Sudurlabhaha.
Yeah,
To serve, being even Mahatma, very educated person, it is nevertheless difficult to serve Vishnu. That was in the text.
In text has the dass solche Mahatmas sehr selten vorzufinden sind.
Bitte?
Nein, in diesem Vers heißt es, dass diese Mahatmas sehr selten vorzufinden sind.
Ja. Samahatma Sudulaba.
Ja.
Sehr, sehr selten zu finden.
Da heißt es nicht, dass es sehr selten, da heißt es, dass diese Mahatmas sehr selten vorzufinden sind.
Yeah, Mahatma who really serves Vishnu seldom, because they are mostly Dhyanis Mahatmas. That was my question.
What is the question? Where is the mud? Why don't you put it in one sentence?
Because why is it difficult to serve Vasudeva? Why is it difficult? Why is it seldom to find such a Mahatma who can serve Vasudeva fully?
Why is it so difficult to find a Mahatma?
Yeah.
Well, this is because we're in the material world. We don't want to know anything about Krishna. We don't want to be Mahatmas. We want to be sense clarifier and controllers in the material world. That's why it's so difficult to find. That's like in jail. No? You're supposed to meet only criminals in jail who have broken the laws. Very difficult to find a saintly person in jail. And this material world is compared to a jail. And when somebody wants to become a good citizen again, in jail, he gets a lot of trouble from the rest of the prisoners. You're crazy, you're crazy. What are you doing?
Thank you very much. I'm sorry if my question was not okay, but because I'm listening and reading recently about to understand what is Paramatma, who is Paramatma,
Yeah.
all the 5 kinds of Paramatma and how it works. And for me, Paramatma, it is my Guru. That's all.
He is not your guru.
But so the
Paramatma is not your guru. Your guru is a servant of Paramatma.
Okay.
And Krishna sends the guru to wake us up again. Kanta Hare Krishna. Yeah. and surrender. Surrender. Do what I tell you. Oh, sorry if it's convenient for you. No? That's how we have to speak nowadays. The gurus have to speak like this nowadays. Prabhupada was at times Prabhupada was very heavy, very direct. Like when we hear the quotes and when we read the quotes in the morning. Yeah, very heavy. Right to the point. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Ja. Wolltest du was dazu sagen?
Dass es für jeden schwierig ist, also weil es gibt ja tatsächlich nicht so viele reine Gottgeweihte in der Welt und wie sollen wir das so schnell schaffen? Ne? Da brauchen wir manchmal Leben dafür, mehrere Leben wahrscheinlich.
Ja.
Alle auf dem Weg, manche mehr weiter, manche weniger weiter, aber so richtig rein zu werden, das ist viel Arbeit, viel innere Arbeit und sind wir noch weit weg von meisten.
Ja. Prabhupada hat gesagt, dass wenn man Krishna einen Schritt entgegengeht, kommt Krishna uns 100 Schritte entgegen. Das heißt, wenn wir nur die Bemühung machen, nur den Wunsch im Herzen haben, nur den aufrichtigen Wunsch, bekommen wir alles, was wir brauchen dazu. Nur zum Beispiel sagt Krishna so, wenn sich jemand bemüht, gibt er ihm die Intelligenz dazu. Ja? Ist im Grunde alles da. Wir müssen es nur nutzen, richtig nutzen. Und nicht Zeit verschwenden oder andere Dinge als wichtiger ansehen, als das, was Krishna will oder was der spirituelle Meister von uns erwartet. Ja. Nur der spirituelle müssen der spirituelle Meister sehr diplomatisch auch sein. Ja. Das war der Unterschied zu Srila Prabhupada. Ja? Prabhupada
Warum?
schau dich einfach so an, so. Ja?
Aber warum?
Schurke. Ja? Rascal. Rascal. Ich habe gehört, dass in Indien Rascal ein sehr heavy Wort ist. Ein sehr heavy Wort. In dem Westen dann Rascal oder Schurke oder so. Na und? Ne? Ja.
Warum sind heutzutage diplomatisch die Gurus? Aus welchem Grund?
Ja, weil das nicht mehr so leicht akzeptiert werden kann alles.
Weil sie sehr barmherzig sind, sage ich. Aber wir wollen die Leute nicht abschrecken.
Nur zum Beispiel, als ich nach Südamerika ging, ne? Ich komme von Hamburg. Ne? In Hamburg sind wir sehr direkt. Ne? Ich weiß nicht, ob du das wisst, im Norden sind die Leute mehr so. Nur zum Beispiel, wenn du in Sankirtan rausgehst, Bücher verteilt, dann sagen die Leute, was willst du denn? Sag, komm doch mal zum Thema jetzt. Ne? Ne? Also ohne Diplomatie und all die Sachen. Ne? Ja. Und als ich nach Südamerika kam, da hat man mir den wie sagt man, den Namen, wie sagt man das? Spitznamen gegeben. Bazooka Swami. Besonders in Brasilien. In Brasilien Leute sehr, ne? Alles Karneval. Da sind so viele Leute zum Tempel gekommen und so viel wieder gegangen. Ne? Weil das ist alles so, wie sagt man, wie sagt man, ich weiß nicht in Deutschland. Ja, viel Samba und Festival und ne, alles gut. Ne, so. Ja, und dann musste ich lernen, mich ein bisschen darauf einzustellen. Ne? Dass man nicht einfach so alles so präsentieren oder knallhart präsentieren kann, wie es ist, ne? Sondern dass man ein bisschen Rücksicht nehmen muss auf die Gefühle der Menschen. Ja, ich weiß nicht, ob das ist verständlich, was ich gesagt habe. Ja, gut.
Ich wollte noch mal fragen, kennst du auch diese Aussage, Prabhupada öffnet die Hintertür für uns, wenn wir vorne rum nicht reinkommen sozusagen? Ist damit gemeint, dass wir auch...
Das habe ich noch nie gehört.
Nee?
Ja. Wer hat das gesagt?
Wisst ihr vielleicht, haben wir doch schon öfters gehört, dass...
Hast du das schon mal gehört? Ehrlich?
Das hilft, aber...
Hast du schon mal gehört?
Auf die Art noch nicht, ne?
Nee.
So dass man, ja, dass er so barmherzig ist, dass wir dadurch, dass er uns halt so viel geholfen hat und hilft, dass er uns halt wirklich hintenrum reinschleust.
Ja, genauso wie als ich eingeweiht worden bin von Prabhupada. Ne? Ich hatte noch keine Ahnung. Ne? Da hatte ich jetzt ein paar Tage im Tempel gelebt. Und dann kam plötzlich Prabhupada. Und dann habe ich Prabhupada persönlich gefragt. Dann musste ich was besorgen für Prabhupada. Und dann kam ich, hat der Servant gepusht und gesagt, geh selbst und erklär das Prabhupada. Und dann habe ich Prabhupada das erklärt. Und dann, bevor ich rausgehe, habe ich gesagt, Prabhupada, kann ich dein Schüler sein? Und wir wissen alle, wir sind oft erwähnt. Prabhupada mich sofort erklärt. Und eine Woche später oder so war Jan Masini. Jetzt kommt Jan Masini auch hier. Kam Jan Masini. Und Jan Masini hat Prabhupada eingeweiht. Und da hat mich Prabhupada erst angeguckt, weil ich mich nicht geschämt habe. Ich habe noch lange Haare. Und ich saß da so, na und? So what? Ne? So what? Ne? Und Prabhupada hat mich trotzdem akzeptiert. Aber dann hat Prabhupada, später hat Prabhupada die Schrauben, wie sagt man in Deutsch? Angezogen. Ne? Angezogen. Ne? Dann waren die Regulierungen, dann musste man erstmal warten, bis man eingeweiht wird. Und nicht nur ein Prinzip, sondern alle 4 Prinzipien. So viele Sachen. Ja. Das war am Anfang. Aber je mehr die Zeit verstrich in ISKCON, je mehr wurden die Schrauben angezogen. Ja. Okay, vielen Dank. Hare Krishna, schon 9 Uhr.